Okay, so here are the steps to solving for this problem. We're going to start by finding the central angle. So you're going to take whatever shape you have, 360, and divide it by the number of sides. The tricky part is going to be solving for the apothem. So remember, the apothem is that line that goes from the center of your shape to the side. So we want to divide your shapes into right triangles. So we take that apothem and it's kind of cutting the side in half into two right triangles. I always take that right triangle out and solve from it. We find our base because it's half of the side. The angle at the top is going to be half of the central angle, and we'll use tan to solve for whatever that apothem is. I'll show you an example on the next one. After we solve for that, we'll find the perimeter and we'll plug it into the formula. Because we're using tan, you're going to want a good calculator. Make sure it has the trig functions in there so we can solve it. So looking at this first example, we want to find the area of a regular heptagon with the side length of 2 feet to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to start by drawing to the best of my ability, y'all. You TSAS artists will make fun of me when I try to draw these shapes. Heptagons have 7 sides, so they're a little bit difficult for me. Here's my heptagon. Here's my center. Okay, so I'm going to start by finding that central angle. So I'm going to take 360 and divide it by 7. When I do that, I will get a decimal, but I'm just going to round to the nearest tenth. So that tells me that every single one of these angles in the middle is 51.4 degrees. Here comes the tricky part because I want to solve for the apothem, which is a line that cuts through the central angle and divides my sides into 2 right triangles. Now remember, each side is 2 feet. So that means that the bottom of my triangle will be 1 foot. So pretend I'm taking away one of those halves. Since it's half of a side, this is 1 foot. And we have half of a central angle, so I'm going to take that 51.4 and divide it by 2. And I get 25.7 degrees. I want to solve for the apothem, for that straight up and down height. So I'm going to use my tan function to do it. So remember that tan of whatever angle equals opposite over adjacent. So plugging this in, I'm going to take tan and my angle 25.7 and equal it to my opposite of 1 over A. Now I'm going to solve for A. So we did these problems 2 chapters ago. I move A over. And I get 1 over tan of 25.7. I'm going to plug that into my calculator. And I get that A equals 2.1 feet. Now I'm going to plug it into my formula. Or wait, before I do that, I have to solve for perimeter. So perimeter, I'm going to take my side and multiply it times my number of sides. And I get 14. So finally, to solve for the area is 1/2 apothem, which is 2.1, times perimeter, which is 14. And I get 14.7 feet squared.